up? What up? What up?
What up, Killer?
Hey, nothing much, man. I need that energy to get up. You are 27 weeks out from the big show. I don't need your energy being all low. It's too early for all this.
Hey, that's a good thing. It's low now, but it's gonna rise up as we get closer.
I feel it. I feel it. So, episode 4, promoter series. I think we have about
Got a
2
fresh
more.
cut. Hey, you must got a hot date tonight, boy. Look at him.
Whoa. But I had to get a little. I had to show it real quick. Hey, shout out to my barber. But episode 4 promoter series. I think we have 2 more promoters coming on. So I think today, we call these figures that come on our show multiple times who they either grow on us or we grow on them for us to continue to collaborate. So we call them repeat offenders. they decide to come back and chop it up with us. So not only is the promoter we're bringing on a world-class coach, because I saw his roster the other day when he posted all his world champions. And I'm like, all right, dang, I got some catching up to do. But now he threw his hat into the arena of promotion. And I definitely want to hear how he's going to elevate the game, because he gave us snippets last time, but I think he is going to enlighten us on how much more he's going to do for the organization that he promotes for. What you think?
Hey, let's hear it, man. Hey, a matter of fact, I think this dude he's probably disliked by many, just like I'm disliked by many. But I feel like he's going to do a great job at this promoting thing. He doesn't put his name in.
Absolutely. So if you guys have not caught who we are talking about Ryan Sullivan, also known as the coach of Psi Unison Fitness. He is the promoter of the Northeast Classic and a couple other shows. I think he will tell us all about it. But come on to the stage, man. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Jamal set me up good with that one. we're both acquired tastes. I feel like we're both acquired tastes.
That's it.
But also, too, most of the time it comes down to being misunderstood. I really think that's what the case is. Like, the more you get to know someone, you get to know who the person is. And unfortunately, in this industry, there are a lot of people at face value who are like, oh, so likable, and oh my God, they're great. And then when you peel back the onion, it's like, I don't know about this one. I'm the opposite. It's more of like, the more you get to know, and you get to know my thought process with a lot of this, the more people like, oh, I don't know, I think I kind of agree with this guy. I wouldn't be in a position that, again, my argument, my sell is, I would not be in the position that I'm in, both as a coach and as a promoter, and now as a vice president of an organization, if I did not, stand by what I say and talk the talk and walk the walk. I have a lot of support from a lot of big names in the industry, the people who got to know me and got to know what makes me tick, besides some of the flashy things here and there and all that stuff. I am actually a very down-to-earth, in the middle, understanding person. It's just, in this industry, you start to lose patience with a lot of things. And I wanted to get into promoting, and I feel like there were roadblocks in the way, and there will continue to be roadblocks in the way. I felt like certain people really didn't want me in, because if I come in and I start opening Pandora's box, you can't put it back in the box. So you either have to get on board or you have to evolve yourself. But in the end, I'm here because I love the sport, and I honestly do. I do love the idea of event planning. I come from that background. I worked at a catering hall, not just as a food runner or a waiter. I was a supervisor at one of the biggest catering halls on Long Island, New York. Me and my buddies ran that place, supervisor, maitre d', and the organization skills. I didn't want to be the person dealing with the bride and groom, and all that stuff. Put me behind the scenes, put me in the kitchen, let me run this thing. Let me worry about timing. Let me worry about protocols and being prepared for everything. And it was a brutal work environment. We had things called a half-hour turnover, where, we had the ocean room, which was my room, the upstairs, and then you had the lounge. So If you had a cocktail hour in one room, and the cocktail hour then goes to the main room on the on the other floor. So what I mean by a half hour turnover was I've never experienced anything like that in my life. You can have a 200 to 300 person cocktail hour, settings, tables, chafing dishes out, everything set up. You have a half hour to get everyone out of that room, drunk, whatever, out of that room, down the stairs. And in a half hour, you have to turn that room over to a full wedding, bread on the plates, champagne poured, all the place settings. We were stacking tables in the back room, 2, 3 on top of each other. We pull them out, boom, vacuum, get everything done. Never seen anything like it. And knowing that that's where I came from, that's where when I did my own wedding, which was another big thing. I know this doesn't have nothing to do with bodybuilding, but it sets the record. I planned my own wedding. And it wasn't like throw money at the wall. It was very strategically planned. I made sure there were Easter eggs for this group of friends and this family. Everything was taken care of. There were people like, oh, do you need help? Oh, we got to hire a planner. It's like, I got this. Again, this is something, it means a lot to me. I'm going to do this. And, I had people at my wedding who have been to $250,000 weddings. Mine was nothing near that, but they said, I'll never forget yours and Shauna's wedding. We had the camera people dropping their equipment to come take pictures with us. And it's on the walls at their place. I just think that extreme attention to detail is what my advantage is. Everybody can do what they do. You could take in registrations and the fundamentals. I'm very strong there. I think I'll be one of the strongest there, especially with my software background. But once you get to the event yourself, you have to have good athletes on the stage. That is number one. Okay, that is number one. But from there, to me, everything is about creating an environment and an experience. You want to feel some sort of emotion. And that is what I am good at. I will hone in on what type of experience that I want and what I see in my head, and I will relive it and obsess on it and play the music and the score and that specific snapshot in time will replay over and over in my head. And if I still feel something, if I still get a little bit of goosebumps on the 100th time, I think I have lightning in a bottle, and that's when I perceive, because I'm not a person who's easily excited. I'm not. Most of the time, I'm just like, I'm not excited easy. I'm not impressed easy. With these shows, I go to these shows and I am nervous. I'm always nervous. If I am not nervous, then I'll quit coaching. I'm nervous because I'm nervous at how me and my athletes will perform and the placings and stuff like that. I am always nervous of pressure and stuff like that. I handle it very well, but I would never say, I can't remember the last time I was actually excited to go somewhere or to an event. And I'm being honest. People could take that as a knock. It doesn't matter to me. I've never been like, oh my God, I'm so excited to go to this show. It's more like, all right, let's go. I'm excited to see how we do. Let's see where this goes. And I'm excited to win. I'm excited to improve, but I'm never like, got goosebumps. Doesn't happen. And that's really what I want to bring to things. I think that with support, and if people believe in me and believe in the product that I put out, if I get over that initial hump and I get that support and people believe in me, I swear on everything. I swear on Bijik that you will not regret it, because I can take this to them with support. And when people believe in me and you have that money coming in and a revenue stream, I'll invest it right back. Boo, boo, boo. I don't need them. I don't want to lose money. I'm not in this to lose money. Everyone wants to make a little bit of money, but I got stable revenue streams. I want to create something awesome. That's what I know. That's what I appreciate. That's what I respect. And I know that every show and every promoter may not look for that. That's fine. I feel like everyone has their place and their role, but I have certain standards and I have certain expectations.
Absolutely. So my first question, I like talking to you because I know you're going to get down and dirty and you're not going to hold no punches back. So you just said that you're not excited to go to shows. So
No.
why should athletes be excited to come to one of your shows that you promote? Make them get them goosebumps. What are you going to do to make them get them goosebumps and be excited about coming to a show you promote?
Trying to, again, create hype, excitement, and you want to create moments. The unfortunate thing is some of those things I am playing a little close to the chest right now. I'm slow dripping. Again, my awards, there should be an announcement hopefully coming Monday for one, and then I have the big one. And certain other things, it all comes down to how you present things on stage, the music that you choose at what given time, what type of ceremonial aspects can you include to certain titles. I just think that I think I can do that very, very well, because if I'm sitting at a computer and I have the thought in my head and I can close my eyes and I can picture it from a judge's perspective and a client's perspective and the athlete's perspective, and seeing it in my head with a score or with the music happening with a certain award, and I feel something, it's that, like I said, if I can feel something, I think I potentially can have lightning in a bottle. And it all comes down to some of that cinematic stuff, and some people have that talent and some people don't. For instance, you can watch any movie, any exciting movie that gets you going. Remove the soundtrack. Is it as exciting? No, it's all about the relationship between the angles that you present, the lighting, the effects, and the music. It all comes together. All those senses is what creates an experience. And a lot of these people are one-dimensional and they're not creative. Or they're creative and they lack certain technological capabilities. That is where I think I could excel.
Gotcha. And you spoke on something very important about being able to see a show from all different perspectives. And I think the one perspective that, of course, we know you from is the coaching perspective, right? So I think that's the main avenue that a lot of people overlook, like having a relationship with coaches, because coaches bring athletes to your shows. So I actually seen one of your, I think it was one of your reels when you talked about executing the coaches space. And I actually seen it really well executed at the Captain's Cup a few weeks back. He literally had a row that in front of the audience, like that no one else considering they were reserved seating.
It's a good idea.
So coming from a coaching perspective, how are you not only providing a great experience for athletes, but also for those coaches who decide to support your show and bring multiple athletes there?
Again, I'm going to live through my eyes. I know every single show I've been at. I know every single little thing that has bothered me through the years. I can spot the negative in anything. It's probably a genetic defect, but I use it to my advantage. I know everything that's bothered me. I remember everything that has bothered me. If I can build a show that I could get rid of all those negatives, or at least most of them, then I am doing a service to the coaches. I know if I can build a show that tailors to a high-end super coach, not just me, forget about me. But if I can tailor to that high-need super coach, the coach that is expected to go there and to perform well, or they have someone that is in the running to win, that coach cannot make a mistake that day. And they can't make mistakes based on scheduling. They don't know what's going on. I've been to shows where it's like the order of events, there is none, or it's out of order. Everything's a mess. You don't know what's going on. Then you don't know about meal timings. You don't know about Sheen. You don't know. It's a mess. It's this messes the week of where it's like, here's one order. It's not very easy to interpret. You build show day eating protocols, and then on Thursday you find out there's changes, and now the coach has to do. I am building it so that coaches have a free flow of accurate information at all times. I hate going to shows and being so hands-on with my clients, which I love that part. And then let me go run. Oh, here we go. Like, I got someone who can win this show. And and it's tight. If it's tight, it matters when you make those calls. Legs tight, legs tight. Every little thing matters. But now I have to run down there. There's no seat for me. Now I'm screaming from the back. You can't hear me. I'm kneeling in the aisle. This lady's yelling at me to get out of the aisle. Those are some of the things that stress me out, about going to shows or having some unknowns. The first thing I do is when I go to a show, I get there early and I just look around. Where are all my power outlets? Where's this? Where's that? How do I get outside? I want free flow of information. And again, I'm building the show for coaches' convenience. If a coach is comfortable and it's convenient for them, they're going to want to come back. If it's comfortable and convenient for them, they're focusing on the athletes. I got tired all those years of going to shows and not coaching all the time. I'm doing damage control. This changed. We did this. Oh, we're skipping this class. We're combining. Oh, we're going to do awards at this time. It's like, how am I supposed to prepare for this? And if I don't know what's going on at this place, no one knows what's going on at this place. So those are the things. I'm building a show for coaches. If you build a show for coaches, then you have a great show.
Man, you're saying a lot. So my next question for you is,
am I talking too much, Jamal?
No, I'm just saying like you're putting a lot of information out there real fast, and like I'm processing it, so hopefully the viewers are processing it too. So my next question is, how will you be able to handle that critique that comes with your show after the show is complete? Because you can't make everyone happy. There's going to be them people that are like, well, he said all this on this live, but then when we went to a show, it was this. So how are you going to be able to handle that critique? And do you think the critique is going to be much harder on you because you are who you are?
I mean, to me, it doesn't matter. Some of these people who critique, you think that you're critiquing me more than I critique myself? Trust me, you have not lived in my head. Not. No way. There's no one harder on me than me. And my criticisms toward myself are actually accurate, not, they're sound bites or this, that, or they see one class on stage that isn't packed. Oh, look at this show. No, my critiques on myself are legitimate, and they always have been. I've gone into some crazy weekends where it's like at big shows, winning a record number of pro wins, a record number of pro card wins, pick up an IFBB pro card the next day. And everyone's like, whoa. And I'm like, all right, but what did we miss? How do we improve? It's never good enough. It's never going to be good enough. These are my own issues, but my issues become the advantage of those people. Is everything going to be perfect? No. Is every class going to be knock it out of the park? No. But guess what? Every other show is not. That's true for every other show. I can go and pick apart any show there is out there. Everybody has a vulnerability. It's, will you capitalize and turn that vulnerability around? And that's what I am about. And no matter how good, and let's say it goes well, that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it goes well. I'm not going to get complacent. I never do. I never did. Plus, again, there is something, I think, genetic there. I could be very happy with anything. Wins, the show, we can kill it at the show. I could win the lottery right now and be happy as a pig in shit. Once I close my eyes and go to sleep, and when I wake up in the morning, it's all gone. It's gone. That's why I try to stay up late. When things good things do happen. Once I go to sleep and wake up, it's gone. Now it's, okay, so what do I do with this money? I have to invest it. Where would I invest it? Who's going to come after my? It doesn't end. So there's never going to be complacency. If there's a mistake, I won't make it twice. And already, in my own credit, this is not a knock toward anyone. People are going to take it as one. Some of these people have been promoting for 2, 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 years, correct? In 6 months, I've already caught up in terms of what I am looking to provide. Okay. And that is my own personal money. I don't have a big bankroll from the organization. Okay. I don't have a big bankroll from the AMBF or anything like that. This is my own personal money. And all this stuff, every one of these things costs money. And that's how much I believe in myself, because I always bet on myself and I want things to be as perfect as possible. And I've already caught up. Like, I have a lot of the stuff a lot of these promoters already have. And most promoters who are on the lower ranks, especially from, the home I just came from, I've already surpassed what I would be providing and the experience that I'm looking to do. I haven't even promoted yet. That's why I'm saying if people believed and people gave me a shot, they won't regret it, because like you said, why do some people not like you? Because they think you have an ego problem or something like that, right? Is that what it is, Jamal? Okay, so guess what? Let's say I have an ego problem, which I don't think I do. I think I'm very grounded with what I'm able to do and what I'm able to put out. But let's say I have this astronomical ego that's out of control, like some people think it is. It works to your advantage. If my ego is my sixth gear, and my sixth gear is tied to these shows and these promotions succeeding and growing, guess what? We're on the same side. What do you have to lose? That is, it's a simple calculus for me. It's just, give me a shot. You won't regret it. That's all I can say.
Got it. Love it. So we're going to move into first call out. Nice quick graphic. So, and we like that you actually say a lot, because we can actually draw from what you're saying. And you spoke, you brought up other promoters. So we didn't bring it up. We didn't want to throw other promoters out there. But I love hearing you speak, because you're super passionate. And it was even before we turned the recording on that you were passionate about this. So we can actually see that in you. We see how passionate you are as a coach. And I brought this question up to other promoters as well, because I see this competitive spirit that you have in you. And why, or do you think your competitive spirit, not only as a coach, translates over to you as a promoter? And also, how do you think that will help you get more athletes draw to come to you, like the big name athletes to come to the AMBF? Because we don't want to say it, but when we look at AMBF, we really don't look at them as the biggest draw right now. So how do you feel like your competitive spirit will bring those bigger athletes or those more competitive athletes out to the AMBF?
Come to me and find out, because I am very competitive. This is not, like I said, I was telling you before we went on air, this is not a new thing. I'm 41, 40 something. Okay. So I've been around long. I've been on this earth long enough. I've been in a lot of different situations, a lot of different circumstances. This is not new. The fitness community is a small part, not a small, it's a part of my life, but those people who I grew up in the sandbox with will tell you, if I'm into something and I'm passionate and I am in love with something, oh God, they know. It's like, here he goes. He's gonna go. And I end up doing, whether it was basketball, whether it was cars, my home build. I didn't know anything about any of that stuff. I got here. I was in a situation where I had to sink or swim. Next thing you know, and I'm running machines. We're building retaining walls. And now I'm a partner in a synthetic turf company, which has helped bankroll these shows, thankfully. So that's, I am very competitive. I want to be the best. I want to do my best, and I want to constantly outperform. And to be honest with you, I really do want to make certain people proud of me. I'm not looking for regular Joe Schmo to be proud of me. I know that there will be people out there who love me, hate me. They'll come to the shows and they'll come and go. My main thing is I want to make Nancy Andrews, who trusted me with these shows, I want to make her proud. I want to make my family proud. I want to make Bill Murphy, God rest his soul, I want to make him proud. I know he's looking over me. Those are the Bijik. Everyone's like, what is Bijik? Bijik, Joseph Bijik Cunningham was one of my best friends growing up. He passed away in 2006. There's a crazy story about this guy and our weird life we had. I wanted him to live forever. And now everybody is saying that name. So everything to me is super personal. And people say, oh, you can't mix business and personal. No, when I do, it usually works to my advantage because people can't match that passion. They can't. I have a very good track record of wearing people down. And that's where, again, I am very competitive. So I'm not coming into, like you said, the ANBF, yes, it does have to prove itself as 2.0. But if you're going to judge ANBF 2.0, make sure you give me a shot.
All right, so you said come to you, give you a shot. Like Eric said, ANBF isn't considered one of the largest orgs around. So as far as pros, because I hear a lot of promoters say this, oh, well, pros don't make us any money. We got to pay the pros. So as far as ANBF, I'm not sure if y'all going to have a lot of pro shows or whatnot.
My show's a pro show.
Okay, but you as a promoter, are you looking to make your payouts the same as everybody else? Or are they going to be a little higher, a little lower?
My payments, because again, I'm not going to get into a punching match where I'm going to guarantee prize payouts because really only one organization is doing that. If you start looking around, most organizations, I can't even find details on the payouts. So there's lack of transparency, and then some of the payouts are probably not that good. Out of the gates, I'm going to go with the sliding scale. And some people may criticize that. That's fine. But I will be transparent with that. If there are this amount of people, this is what we're looking at. You're still going to get, you win that overall, you're still going to get an award that's probably worth more than what some of these other people are paying out in cash. But whatever. I'm going to be openly transparent with what we want to do. You can't get into a punching match. Again, myself putting all this investment in personally to all the infrastructure and all this stuff. I can't get into a match where it's like, oh, we're going to guarantee this pro prize money for each division. And then what you get, if you start offering everything and you get 4 in one division, that's a big loss. Some of the other organizations, they are using pro membership money to subsidize those pro payouts. That's why they're probably able to guarantee it. I'm not speaking for any specific organization. I just know that organizations do use that to subsidize. I'm not trying to use that pro membership base to subsidize the pro payouts, especially that first year. You want to give good payouts, good fair payouts. If 2 people show up, which hopefully is not the case, if 2 people show up, that person should probably not be making $1,500. That is, again, that's a luxury of having a large pool of cash that keeps people afloat. My main thing is treat the pros good, transparency. They know what they're getting into, and provide a good, very good event. And then from there, as popularity grows and more people come, more people are coming, that's going to go up anyway. It's going to, I have a tier. That will be over 1,500. Again, we got to make sure that we get to, that point.
Love that. I love that. Transparency is all that we ask for.
Just that's all you got. How many times have I had a pro win and everyone's like, how much did they win? And I'm like, you know what? I don't know. They're like, with all your wins, you have the only person whose money I knew was Shauna's because we got the check. But like anyone else, they didn't know, or they get paid like 3 months later and what is it? I was like, I don't know. I don't know. I think that the main thing is transparency. If you tell people honestly, like, this is what it is, this is the tier, have patience, we're going to be growing. I mean, let's not forget there are certain organizations out there who did not have a pro league for a year and a half and they still survived. So at this point, it's just be transparent, offer consistent consistency with the prize money based on those tiers, and provide really good awards and provide a kick-ass experience.
Gotcha. And with the experience, I'm going to move into the last call out to make sure that I don't forget my question. All right. So for the experience portion, because I think that's the one thing that me and Jamal drove home on our promoter series kickoff, because I said as an athlete, that's what we truly care about, especially amateurs. Amateurs care about the experience because that's who decides to whether they'll return or not. Pros, we're kind of wishy-washy. We'll go to a show 1 year and then maybe go back 5 years later. That's just how we are. So I would love for you to give me, I know you say you're holding a lot of stuff close to your chest, so we don't need any breaking news, but I want you to give me possibly something experience-based from from a competitor perspective, from a promoter perspective, and also from a coach perspective, like something you can do to make sure that their experience is well. And you're the promoter, so your experience got to be great with the show as well. So what's one thing you can give us here?
I think that, again, the starts with flow of information. Flow of information is going to be the big thing. It's got to be organized. It's got to be organized to the coaches. Once you get to the venue, again, organization. I don't want a 2-hour long check-in process. Make sure all that stuff is taken care of. The athletes have better things to do. The coaches have better things to do than sit around in the lobby. Again, it comes down to efficiency. At the show itself, in terms of experience, have a DJ. Okay, we will have a DJ, and the DJ is very good, but we are adding stuff to this. We are adding stuff to increase the feel, the big fight feel of the event. We're using a lot of different audio tactics and stuff like that to enhance the mood and atmosphere of the event. In terms of other stuff, CCN Recording Hub will be at Northeast Classic. Okay, so you will have the opportunity to compete multiple times within that day if you chose to, and get the most detailed feedback in probably the history of natural bodybuilding. So you can do that, as well. And again, a lot of these shows have been going on for a long time, but this is going to be a big change, a big leap forward. And those people who are used to that show, and I want to bring in new people as well, definitely. It will be an experience to see the change, the passing of the torch from Nancy to myself. And then on top of that, you got to I'm hammering the judges. The judges are going to be hammered. They are going to know exactly what to look for in terms of that criteria and not make any mistakes there. So we're working hard on that. Those are the things that you need to really look for, right? Everything else is going to be Easter eggs, details, other things that help create the experience. Those are things I can't really explain. You just have to be there, and it's like, oh, wow. Ooh, okay. That's usually how that goes. The main thing is just know that my fundamentals are very strong. It's not all show, all go. The fundamentals, the organization aspect is very, very strong.
All right. Well, I guess my last question would be, here lately, we've seen orgs start to merge together. Mm-hmm. You've been a promoter now. How do you feel about that? And I don't know if you can answer this. I don't want to get you in trouble if you can't. But do you see, or what org would you like to see merge together to make the natural bodybuilding more competitive among the organizations?
People laugh at the idea and the parallels that I draw to Thanos, where it's like 50% of them are gone. But that's what I want. I don't think that a lot of these organizations should be around. And I don't know my long-term standing in this industry. I don't know. But I will start to clean some stuff up, and a lot of trees have been shaken, and a lot of stuff is happening, and it's because chain of events have been set into motion, and I feel truly that there needs to be more merging and more people going away. That's why everyone's like, oh, I thought you'd start your own thing. It's like, no, I'm not going to start my own thing. I don't want to divide the pie anymore. I needed to get somewhere to try to change something from within and bring, like for the AMBF, bring it into the next age. And hopefully we stay on a good trajectory. But I think that some of these mergers need to happen. I think that some people need to go away. And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way, but when you start to see some of these posters and stuff and this content that these people put out, it's like, oh God, if that's your poster, what is the experience like? And two, who is signing up? Who sees this and is like, yeah, I'm going to spend all this money and I'm going to go here. It's like, I don't know who's worse in this situation. I think there needs to be less. And that is one of my main objectives. Besides the promoting and stuff like that, one of my main objectives is to force more consolidation by any means necessary.
And I do have one more question, just because, I mean, you're inside of the house now. So I guess I can ask this question out loud because I competed in one AMBF show. So I haven't competed in that one. Not yet. Maybe in a year. But there was one rule, and maybe you can enlighten me on if you guys are still doing this, that T-Walks are scored there or judged for, or the routine is scored for even men's physique. So is that a rule, a long-standing rule?
Gone.
Is that something that's in discussion, or
Gone.
what is the deal with that?
Gone. Yeah, it's gone. There's promoted discretion for pro routines being scored if they want. But when I went in, it's like I went in, I looked at a show and I'm like, what's happening? Why is this men's physique guy doing a routine? What is happening? And like, I'm talking a full routine with their own picked out music. It's inefficient. I thought it was slow for the show. I said I was not going to be able to do something like that and do all the other stuff. Plus I like the OCB model. It's like, if an amateur doesn't want to do a routine, then why make them do something they don't want to do? If someone wants to go out there and do some crazy shit, then let them do it. Like, it provides the entertainment factor. And if they kill it, give them some best pose or best presentation award. I'm for that. If you have that skill where you can do that, then fine. I don't want to be in a position where a great athlete, it's close. Okay. It's close. It's a big title we're running for. And this person wins because they dressed up like Batman and did backflips. And this person's kind of like fucking boring. It's like, I don't know if I didn't like that idea. I know that the presentation and stuff like that, it's part of bodybuilding, but I think you got to get down to the business, provide the experience in other ways. We're doing the presentation box, so for bikini and figure, they're not doing the walking all over the stage, going to this spot where it's dark. You can't get photos anyway. You come on stage, you're stuck in a 10 by 10 box, and do whatever you want there. And for bikini, it's obviously shorter. For my shows personally, because again, some of this comes down to promoted discretion, my shows only, the only people who have to do routines or have the option to do routines are bodybuilding and classic physique. Everyone else does a presentation in the box, house music. They could do whatever they want in there. If for bikini, it's like the NPC model. They come out, they do their little intro routine, and then now we get ready for prejudging. That's how I'm approaching it. Because again, I don't want to waste time. If you get to a point where a routine is not scored, prejudging, 14 people come out on stage. Okay, where are we putting all these people? I'd rather see the routine first so I can take a note. Like, okay, number 7, got to watch that one. Number 10, not really. Then get him into position. Now you give your judges a better opportunity to make a more informed decision because they're watching them the whole time, as opposed to, here come 14 people on stage. Let's get them in order real quick. And then they do their routines, scored or not scored. The scoring's already done. It's a wasted time and wasted opportunity. I'd rather make more informed decisions where it counts, and that's the prejudging. Let them do their routine, their little presentation first. Obviously, the routines for bodybuilding is different. Let them do their little presentation. Now we know where to place them. We can make more informed decisions.
I actually like that. All right, I got another question. One more question. I know one more question. So I guess
Jamal's pissed.
Yeah, I see it.
He's so pissed.
But I guess my last question would be, of course, the NPC model, they have crossovers.
Mm-hmm.
I know AMBF do allow crossovers.
Yeah, we do, buddy.
And I know you said you hammer down on judging and things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think by the time May 31st come, your judges will be able to distinguish clear-cut lines between bodybuilding classic, men's physique, or we've seen shows where a guy potentially won all three categories? So
you could only judge based on what you see on the stage. If you are the blueprint for men's physique and you are the blueprint for classic physique, okay, and you're in a lineup of your peers, then it's one thing. If you go to a show, okay, Eric, you go to a show and you do a crossover and you do men's physique, and let's say you jump into classic and you're up against 4 other slugs, what am I going to say? Oh, we can't give him a second win because he already won here. If you're up against 4 slugs and you hit the poses correctly and you outperform them, you win. That's what it is. That's what it is. In terms of people being able to make the distinctions, yes, because I have a built-in insurance policy. These judges have already been operating under crossovers under Nancy Andrews. They already are used to crossovers. The only thing we have to do is deal with that bodybuilding to classic, which we have 2 very experienced judges who judge in other organizations, one of them being Dwayne Broadway. Plus also, I had the opportunity to talk to who I feel is the blueprint for classic physique because I needed to create a scoring system for CCM. So I have some insight into that division and that criteria, number-based, which is going to help guide me with what I teach my judges. And I don't know, maybe you'll find out who that person is, hint, hint, but I had some good help with honing in on that division. Plus,
talking about Ricky?
No, I'm talking about this guy. He helped me out.
Ricky.
He helped me out with CCM. We went through a lot of stuff, and the main thing we went through was finding the distinction between classic and bodybuilding. And we were in agreement with mostly everything. If you have these 2 minds agreeing, I'm fine.
That's fair. That's fair. So lastly, all I need for you to do is I need you to fill us in on maybe potentially your other shows as well.
Monster
Plug
Mash.
this show so we can get as many people out to this show so we can see the experience. I know I can't be there, but I want to see this in person. So I need people there on the ground to see it in person. So can you plug your show? I will put the flyer up here and maybe some of your potential future shows as well.
Northeast Classic, 531, Worcester, Massachusetts. Again, very popular show over the years. Nancy Andrews original. And I'm taking over her other show, the Monster Mash. That is 11. It's probably going to be a 2-day show, 11-1 and 11-2. It's in the Massachusetts area. We're up in the air right now about a venue, but it's still around that Worcester area. I know we're having big international support. We're having people from the United Kingdom, Ireland. They're all coming over as part of that DFBA thing. That DFBA Pro event is piggybacked on the back of the Monster Mash. So Monster Mash is always a heavy hitter, but now we have that international aspect coming over this year as well. So I'm very excited for that one as well.
And that's pro show, right?
Yep, pro-am. Yep, that's gonna be a bloodbath. That's the thing too. It's like, listen. I like the UK and all of them coming over, fine, but we fought a war with them and we took their tea and threw that shit right in the harbor in Boston, Massachusetts. I want to make sure that the athletes on our end, because they don't play over there. They're a serious group of people, and I just want to make sure that the people that come to and compete in those pros, whether they're AMBF or open to other pros, I want to kick their ass.
I feel that.
I feel that. So, and that show is open to all pros, correct?
Yeah.
So all pros can add that and look at that in the calendar because that's peak championship season right there. 11-1 and 11-2. All right.
And I want to watch them go packing away with their tea bags. Send them away. Because I know they're coming. They're a serious group of people. I love their support. But I want to make this competitive.
Gotcha. Well, perfect. Well, once again, thank you for joining us because I feel like we got a lot of information for people to take home. And also, we got enough time to get some people to your show. So if we have anybody in Boston or even here that can travel up to that show March 31st, May 31st.
Whoa. Okay.
May 31st. Let's do it. So, but with that being said, peace.